Did you know that 70% of resumes get rejected by an application tracking system before it even gets read? That in 2016, 60% of employers said that they use social networking sites in order to research their job applicants, and that 83% of HR professionals say a good cover letter can get you a job interview even if your resume isn't good enough. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to write your resume, cover letter, and ensure that your social networking is at its best. My name's Melissa, this is How to Adult. Let's get started. Writing a resume these days is very different to what it was when I was younger, and I'm not that old. Companies these days are using application tracking systems, or ATS, to automatically find the best candidates for the jobs. This is extremely efficient for companies, so it's not going to change. The problem is, people don't know how it works or how to talk to the system. Even the wrong formatting can get you instantly rejected because the system can't read it. I'm going to start with formatting. It's going to be really dry, but stick with me because it is important. Use a simple font. Most commonly used is Times New Roman size 12, but you can also use these ones, all of which can be downloaded for free online. Use sizes 10 to 12 for the main text. I would strongly suggest you stick with 12, and 14 to 16 for titles and headers. Keep your line spacing at 1.0 or 1.15 at most. Use bullet points. It's easy for the ATS to read bullet points, but make sure you don't overload it. Only use about 6 in each section and keep it a traditional black dot. Anything unusual most likely won't be read. Make sure there's no extra spaces. This can dismiss keywords that you might need to pass. Don't use abbreviations or acronyms. Spell the word out in full, and then you can put the acronym in brackets after. Resumes should only be 1 page, unless you have more than 5 years experience, in which case they can be 2 or 3 pages at the most. PDF files are the best to use when sending in an application, but some older systems can only read Word. So if the job listing says to send your application in a Word document, you better make sure you do. Also, be very careful to make sure that the file name is professional. Your first name and last name is best. There are many ATS approved resume templates available online, so look for one that feels right for you. Just make sure it's actually ATS approved. Now that you have a template you're happy with, it's time to fill it in. Start with your details, a resume summary, and your objective. The resume summary / objective should only be about 2 to 3 sentences. Next is your experience. The easiest way for the ATS to read your experience is in reverse chronological order. This means your last job first and your first job last, depending on how many jobs you've had. List your job title and how long you've worked there. Then include a bullet point list of your tasks and achievements too. Make it professional and use keywords. I'll explain more on that soon. For example, instead of writing stocking shelves, write maintain product, restock and display. I suggest you keep a list of your tasks and achievements in a separate document. That way you can adapt your resume for the job that you're applying for. In the education section, list what you've studied or what you're currently studying. Then the institution, followed by the completion date. If you're still studying it, write anticipated completion date, then the date that you should complete your studies. Then it is your skills. Your skills should be listed as keywords. Hard skills are things like being able to use certain technology, follow a specific procedure, basically anything that can be demonstrated because they're more formal. Soft skills are things such as friendly customer service, work ethic, etc. These are the skills that let your employee know how you're going to work on the job. Are you nice? Are you adaptable? Etc. How you display them will depend on your template and choice. Check out examples online to find one you like, and again, make sure it's ATS approved. This is a really important section. Again, keep a separate list of your skills. That way you can adapt it to the job you're applying for. The rest will be sections such as any languages you speak, volunteer work, etc. When you submit your resume, the ATS scans and divides it into sections: work experience, education, skills, etc. Then it searches for specific keywords and qualifications to match the job description. If your application doesn't meet the basic list of requirements, requirements is discarded. If it does, it gets a ranking and is moved on. But how do you know what keywords they're looking for? The job description itself is the best place to look for the keywords. Before you start to worry, you can run your resume and cover letter through an ATS and keyword comparison scan. I have used a site called SkillSync to check a resume and get a rating. You can use it for free, but only once a week. Now, what about the resume for your first job? You don't have experience to list. We'll start by writing out the resume as normal, but with a few changes. First, move the education portion to the top. List your school's name, the location, and the year that you graduated. Of course, include any studying that you're currently doing as well. You can then list any work experiences you have. For example, an internship, volunteer work, or extra activities. This will show the extra skills that you've learnt during school. Also, any big project that you've worked on. If you've built a fake website, created a business proposal, or done a market research project, list it. Now it's time for your skills, and be honest. Do you know how to use HTML and CSS? Then add it. Any specific tools or technical knowledge that relate to the job? Add it. These are hard skills. Your soft skills describe how you work, so things such as teamwork, leadership, creativity, and adaptability. But focus on the hard skills. As someone with no experience, soft skills are harder to prove and the recruiter might not believe you. After that, you can add any languages, award certificates, plus hobbies and interests, only if they apply to the job. If you want to apply for a tattoo artist apprenticeship and you list your hobbies as doing detailed artwork, that will most likely add into your favour. There are also a number of examples to use for your first resume as well, so don't be intimidated.
Next week on How to Adult.
Now that your resume is done, it's time for the cover letter. I would enjoy the opportunity to talk with you more about this position. But if you play your cards right, you can turn your internet presence into a huge advantage. If you've built a fake resume, this means your last job first and your last job last. Wait.